Just stand so I don't have to, I have hands free for this. Gonna be full contact Monofin reviewing. Hello my friends and fishes, and welcome to my much anticipated Luna Eclipse Monofin review. A full comparison to the original Luna Monofin, comfort as well as sizing, and of course the price are all gonna be included in this review. All right, let's unbox this bad boy. Okay, here we go. Oh my gosh, you guys, extender straps. This is really exciting. Okay, so I'm gonna give it a wipe down because it's got a coating of some kind on it that's kind of grossing me out. So I'm gonna deal with that quick, and then I'm gonna try it on. Oof, that smell. I hope that goes away soon, though. Oh, okay. Ooh, is that more comfortable? We need to compare immediately. Okay, you saw how easy that was to get on? That was this is a very nice fit. Oh, Fenice. Oh, did you guys do it again? That's so wonderful. For my shoe size, this is made for my foot. This is really funny. This is touching me in every spot of this boot. And here's the original. Now the original sometimes gives me a little bit of discomfort. That's more comfortable. Okay, the other one's more comfortable dry. Oh my God, that's really exciting. But what you can see is all of this extra space in here, and it's pressing quite hard right here. There's not as much give. Oh my God, I'm so stoked. Okay, so I always do this first, right? Like I'll jam my feet in as far as they go first and then grab the heel strap and then just like whoop, like that. Okay, you know what? Oh, I was so worried. I mean, like, I always have faith in Fenice. They never let me down, but like I was a little bit worried. But when they said rubber, I was like, oh God, this is gonna be a bad decision. Somebody may hear, this is nice. Oh, this is nice. I'm gonna have to see how this swims. Without socks. That's the way to swim in this thing, no socks. Okay, so first of all, let's just do the comparison because everybody wants to know. It's like your top asked question is, Courtney, how does the new fin compare to the old fin? What does it feel like? Is it the same size? So let's talk about it. In terms of shape, these two fins are identical in size and shape. They are essentially the exact same fin. So if you have a tail skin that was designed for the original Luna, it will fit the new one as well. The main difference you're actually gonna notice is the material. And I'll give you guys just like a side-by-side wibble comparison. So the Eclipse is made out of rubber, whereas the original Luna was made out of silicone. The rubber feels sturdy and quite a bit firmer than the silicone of the original fin. I mean, we're not getting that same kind of flop that the original Luna was kind of famous for. It's beautiful flop. So this one's definitely like a sturdier blade overall. The rubber feels kind of similar to the Mahina, kind of, but not really. If you're new and you don't know, the Mahina is probably my least favorite monofin. There's no hate for anybody who likes it. This is just my personal preference. I think the company, I think the branding, I think everything is just mwah. And the merfolk who like that fin, love that fin. It's just not for me. It was just never my fin. It was just never my vibe, you know? The Luna was always my baby. So to to have something that's kind of like the child in between the two is interesting. What's cool though about this is like the heel strap rubber and the rubber here do not feel like the same rubber. I don't know how to explain it, but like see this? See how this is like kind of stretchy almost and like kind of gummy? More like you would expect rubber to be. And this is like hard. It's like, it feels much sturdier overall. So I don't know. It's like they've got a couple of different. So like in the pocket, it's also like this, where it's like hard here, but like not up here. So I'm not sure how this is achieved. I mean, I am curious, but it's the same with the tops of the foot pockets. Like this is soft and stretchy, which bless you, Finis. Oh my goodness. We're going to talk about the foot pockets in a second when we get to size and things. I have things to say. Good things. Good things. The only thing I'll say is I can't now, honestly, it's been so long since I unboxed my original Luna. I can't remember if it had any kind of a smell. If you remember, maybe comment below. This has a smell when it comes out of the packaging. It has a very plastic rubber smell, very strong. So I would crack a window. I would get maybe some water, maybe even some water with a little bit of vinegar in there to kind of cut it down. So I ended up giving it like a heavy duty wash. I was like, this is a really intense smell. So I don't know if that's just the rubber because it comes straight from the manufacturer, what the deal is. It doesn't smell now. No, it doesn't really. After its first swim, it doesn't really smell like anything. It smells just a little bit like plastic, but not really anymore. So that's a good thing. So the next big thing that you're gonna notice that's sort of a big change is the flop. And this is gonna be maybe a good thing for some people, maybe not a good thing for some people. I know that some people really didn't like the amount of flop that the original Luna had, where it was definitely like, I loved this. For me, I'm gonna miss this. I really am. I don't know why I feel like I was the only one who didn't have a problem with this fin, like, falling apart. Like, do you have any idea how much I used this fin? And it's still fine. Am I a little bit bitter that so many people had a problem with the durability of this fin? A little bit, because I wish this one. I loved, not that I don't like this one. I've got a lot of good things to say about this, and I think they did the smart thing, listening to the community and making some adjustments, like, my hat off to Finis. I love this. And it's my colors. It'll always be one of my top favorite fins. So there's that. But yeah, the movement. So this one does not have the same kind of flop at all. There's almost zero flop in this fin. Now, I'll say I have not tried this in any kind of like an expanded fluke, which I feel like, because it does have, and in the water it's got a little bit of flow. It's a different kind of flow. It's just different. Right? And I know that what they were trying to do was make something. They took the feedback from the community and they were like, okay, how can we improve upon this product so that all the fishes are happy and it lasts a long time and all of those things. So really they were just trying to do right by us. And I think they did. I do think that they did. And we're going to talk about that more in a second, because it leads us beautifully right into the buckles. So this is going to be the biggest thing, I feel like, for me, the most number of complaints that people had off the old fin were that this area in here used to rip and tear. So it's hard plastic now. Like I think it's still rubber, but it's like the hardness of it is definitely intense. And I think the same thing in here. This is very thick rubber, and I don't think it's going to have the same issues that it had prior. So the shape is also different. It's no longer the round kind of circle shape that it was before. Like I said, I never had an issue. So I was always so confused. People are like, oh, it's ripping, it's this. And I'm like, no, what? Like, it's never happened to me. I don't know what people are doing with their fins, you know? But it does go to show how much they actually do listen and how much they actually care. For them to go and completely revamp this fin, it does show that they care about the quality of their product, which makes me really happy. Okay, so how does it feel in the water? Because it's a very different experience in the water than the original. And not in any kind of a bad way, actually in a pretty good way. My feet have definitely changed shape a little bit over the years in terms of the tops of my feet, and because I do have chronic pain and I've been having more pain in my feet over the last little while, I've noticed that the original Luna isn't as comfortable as it used to be for my poor feet, and I do have to wear it with socks to make it just a little bit extra comfortable, mostly just on the tops of my feet. I don't get blisters from that fin. It's just I have a very high bone on the tops of both of my feet, and so it rubs a little bit there and it gets a little bit sore. This one, I don't know how, like, I don't know what kind of sorcery this is. I mean, somebody will probably be able to explain this to me. I think it's because rubber stretches and the silicone doesn't the same way, but these foot pockets actually stretch a little bit, so it hugs my foot. It doesn't rub in the same spot, because when I got there, I got to the lake and I was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna wear socks because I gotta wear socks, right? But I get in the water and I'm like, I didn't actually like it with socks. I was like, okay, well, let's take the socks off. I don't need socks with this fin. This fin is really comfortable. No blisters, no blisters, no socks in cold water. I was like, okay, all right, yeah, baby, that's what we're talking about, yeah. And of course the colors. So the colors are different. I don't know how I feel about that. I was very attached to these. Of course, I have a crazy bias though, because green and blue, I know not everybody was a big fan of this particular look. I loved the green and blue so much. It's so iconic. It was just my favorite thing. Now we're still fortunate because they did go with blue on blue. I can live with that. I think the striping is fun. It's a little bit it's very artsy kind of looking. You know what I mean? Like sort of painterly little stripes. So, I mean, I still like the original coloring a little bit better. That's just me. I don't know if they're planning to come out with other colorways or anything, but this is still quite nice. I do think for tail making purposes, it's always nice when fins are just plain. Like even this one, for some people who use thinner fabric, you could still see the big stripes. So that's the only thing, but at least they're light stripes, I guess. But it's like the dark is then there's still more contrast, you know? So I don't know. That's why I've always been a nice plain monofin. But again, I use these for mermaid tail making, not just for the swimming, so there's always that. But yeah, that's the difference in the colors. Now let's talk about sizing. So in terms of size, the packaging for the new fin says that it will fit a 4 to 9 men's US sizing, which is about a 5 to 10 in women's US sizing, or an EU size of 36 to 42, and an Australian size of 3 to 8. Could they really not have just made universal foot sizing? Could there not just be a chart that's just the same for everybody? Because who the hell can keep track of all this? I don't know. I got nothing. So I am a size 11, but I have an extremely narrow foot. And so any foot just a little bit wider than mine at a size 11 is just, it's not gonna do it. So I would say they do have an extender now, which will be good for the length of the feet, but it is still a fairly narrow fit. And as far as the price for this fin goes, it is 75 US, which is about 102 Canadian. And this is not including, I think, applicable taxes and shipping. And if you are in Canada, you do have to pay those beautiful import fees. I love them so much. I think this fin cost me an extra $25 or $30 because Fenice actually sent me this fin to review for you guys. And then I ended up having to pay the import fees. I love that that's a thing, and sometimes you do and sometimes you don't. It just seems so arbitrary. But yeah, it was about I think $25 to $30 additional Canadian for import fees. Just something to keep in mind. Now, luckily, I do actually happen to be a Fenice partner, which means that I've got a discount code for you guys, which will give you 20% off, which is about $15 US or about $20 Canadian. And the code is Courtney Mermaid, and I'm going to leave all the links and everything in the description box down below if you'd like to use my code. Check that out. Help support the channel a little bit. But of course, even though Fenice did send me this fin to try and to review for you all, I was a big Luna fan before they ever reached out to me. And that's actually how this whole partnership started, was over the Luna. They saw how much I loved it and were like, hey, you want to do a thing? And I was like, yes, please. And we all lived happily ever after. So overall, I can say with confidence that this fin is absolutely a step in the right direction. And it just makes me really happy. At first, I was thinking maybe they could have just redesigned it a little bit and made something that was a bit wider, perhaps. But then realizing the number of people, even the number of my clients who have tails that they have from me that are made for the Luna, who will benefit from having one that's a bit sturdier. I think that this was the right call. I think they did the right thing. I think that I'm just so appreciative of Fenice and everything that they do for the merfolk community. This fin definitely exceeded my expectations, and I'm looking forward to making it a part of my regular mermaid experience. And as always, I would love to hear from you guys. Are you excited about the updates and changes that they made to this fin? Are you gonna get one? Or do you already have one? You've tried it out? What are your thoughts? And don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you found it at all helpful, or if you just really love this fin as much as I do. And don't forget to subscribe to join the pod. Hit the bell so you never miss an upload. And thanks again for watching, and I look forward to catching you all in my next video. Happy swimming! Bye!